Hello everyone, welcome to Voices in Education. Voices in Education is a professional platform that seeks to hear educators, teachers, and educational enthusiasts. Today we had the privilege to listen to one of Liberia's professional teachers, and he will just quickly introduce himself. Hello sir, and welcome to this podcast.
Good afternoon, Namu.
Okay. Good afternoon sir, we are happy to have you and we'll just appreciate for you to introduce yourself. Let the audience know you.
Well, I'm Robert S. Zlehn, Jr., and I hail from Nima. I'm a product of the Zero TDR, that is the Social Reward Teacher Training Institute
Okay.
at the University of Liberia. And I also graduated from LEAD, a member of the Literacy Educator Program of Liberia.
Great. Great. Wow. So, sir, how long have you been in the classroom?
Well, I've been in the classroom for the past 15 to 16 years. Let's say it's 15 years exactly.
15
Yes,
years.
15 years in the classroom.
How did it all start? Being a classroom teacher for such a very long amount of time that requires so many things. So, what firstly inspired you to enter the classroom?
Well, I was inspired, more especially as an individual living in a community and understanding our country Liberia, where we come from, maybe after the civil crisis, and there were some teachers who were not really qualified teaching students, and you notice that most of these teachers being unqualified and giving out lessons to students, some don't understand the basic foundation of teaching, the methodologies, the mechanism used, or to apply or approach. And so because of that, you notice that our society full of people who are not 100% efficient.
Yeah.
So being a smart student from high school and having passion to teach mathematics, and so I got inspired from my community, uh, serving as technical teacher from the beginning point, encouraging students to do math, encouraging students to do physics, the way I started to create a passion. And after I wrote the entrance. That was an opportunity that came up.
Okay.
It was open up to all Liberians.
Okay.
And once you are successful, you'll be taken to Zero TDI. So I've been using the opportunity where I attended Zero TDI and graduated with foundation in education as a beginner level.
Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect. Perfect. So it all started at the Zozo Rural Teachers Training Institute
exactly.
in Lofa County.
Certainly.
So over the past years, 15 years, what has really kept you motivated to be in a classroom? Because we observe that some individuals will only teach for 3, 4 years and they tend to leave the classroom. For 15 consecutive years in the classroom, what has kept you motivated as a teacher over those years?
I think what keeps me going is the passion.
Okay.
Because what keeps any person going, continually moving forward, is having passion for things that you do. And so, as a person and as a teacher, it is passion that have kept me moving forward. So, it's because I have passion for teaching. It's because I have passion to teach students to understand and to be able to help another person who the need may arise, so that that person can be able to teach another person based on what they have learned from me and be able to give back to their society.
Passion.
So that is passion.
Passion. That's great. Is a very good thing. And over those years, has there been moments? I know there have been several moments, but has there been one moment where it has become a memory for you that you tend to have kept in a special place that you always think about and remember as a teacher? Is there a specific moment that you have as a memory as a teacher?
I think this movement is not only for me as a person, but it is for every teacher.
Okay.
When you teach a particular student or teach group of people, I think you feel happy when they are doing better. You feel joyful, more especially when you are giving a lesson and the student coming back to tell you that they have learned that effectively, efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
So what makes me happy, and I think as a memorable moment for me, is teaching my students and then noticing that they are doing better, like in the society, where some of them, those who have taught, some are even teaching, some are doing better in the society, some are even in the engineering colleges, some are even reading life sciences. So I think it's something remarkable for me. I
Okay.
applaud a whole lot.
Okay. So if you are a mentor or teacher to somebody and you see that the impact you have made in a person's life,
And that person is reciprocating that impact.
right, that means a whole lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Over the last 15 years, what are some noticeable changes you as an experienced teacher observed within the educational sector of Liberia?
Well, um, I would honestly say that our education system is really challenged. It's actually challenged. There is an issue with qualification. So it means that all of the teachers teaching in Liberia, within the Liberian community, Liberian schools, many of them are not, adequately qualified.
Yeah,
You
quickly.
don't
So,
have people who,
Mrs. Zlehn, to a
yes,
point, right?
yes,
So we'll come to the issue of challenges, right?
okay.
We just want to know over the years, what are some of those things that you have seen that have changed? Maybe it used to be like this, but it is no longer like that. Over the years, changes can take place.
Yes,
So what
definitely.
has been or what have been some of those changes that you as a teacher has observed over the past 15 years?
Yeah, I will point out a few.
Okay.
We look at because you can measure success of any institution or an individual or group of people can be measured by what they have achieved by
Sure.
statistics.
Sure.
So I would say there have been progressive movement.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Before then, students never have interest. When you give them piece of paper to read, they will always have vocal failures while reading. There will be some challenges, but nowadays you find students who, some of them in the first grade, third grade can read. So I think there's an improvement with reading. There's an improvement with students having interest now in sciences. If you
Okay.
take a statistic go at Liberian University, you'll notice that before then, you will not find many female students reading sciences, but nowadays you find people reading female student reading sciences.
Great.
So it tells that it is now opening up. Teachers are now now teaching correctly and motivating students to have interest in their lesson. So there is a change. It is not where it used to be,
Yeah.
but at this point, it is progressive.
Yeah.
So I mean, we are gradually getting there.
So
Yeah, there have been changes. You can tell from where you saw as well too.
so there has been changes. Okay. So speaking about challenge or challenges, the teaching discipline or the teaching profession is one profession that we we see and experience so many challenges.
Definitely.
So you just care to tell us within our Liberian setting,
Hmm.
what are the major challenges that we are faced with as teachers across Liberia?
Yeah, there have been challenges, but then I want us to look at the issue of wages. Teachers in our country are underpaid. Underpayment
Okay.
is a major challenge in the Liberia educational system.
Okay.
And I think the government of Liberia need to work on that. People may have passion to teach, But passion is not just mere motivation. Passion should be backed by support. So when you give teachers living wages where they can be able to fend for their family, where they can have a better living condition, I think that man wake up every morning with that kind of steps, knowing fully well this is where he get his daily bread from.
Yeah.
This is where his family gather resources to do all the things. So you notice that that person will do their best 100%. They will do all that they can do to safeguard their job, because when they are not doing it, there are other people who are standing by and better qualified like them or even more than them to
Sure.
take over from them.
Sure.
So the government need to prioritize the issue of payment, give teachers incentives that are living so that they can help to support their family, because those are things that create leakages in our system. Imagine if the man who is not unpaid, that man going to the classroom not to teach with passion, but that man is going to the classroom to enrich himself. He is going to get antenna. He is going to fail students intentionally because he wants to get something in return from them. So let us work on the issue of let the government work on the issue of uh, payment.
Payment.
Pay them, give them a salary that can help take care of themselves and their family. So those are challenges.
So honor payment,
Honor
salary,
payment
and
is one of the major challenges.
at some point, the stipend or compensation wouldn't be much, but at some point it is also delayed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now and those are things that are happening. Honor payment and delay in salary.
Okay.
Because there are people look no Namo, let me real. There are some private schools where and you notice that some of these guys that some of us were friends to so many of those kind of people, and they will come over to us. So they say, look, I've been teaching like almost like 2 months, 3 months, I've not received my salary.
Yeah.
And school, is collecting money. And you look at some of the information, you notice that the person paying this one, paying that one, paying this one. All these fees, they will collect this money and use it for their personal use, and not even prioritizing the teacher who are giving back, the teacher who are bringing the money to the school. So those are things that when that is now worked on, I mean we are going to go a long way fixing this educational system. Honor payment is a major challenge in
Honor
our educational
payment.
system.
So basically, with the level of honor payment and you being in the classroom for the past 15 years, how do you balance being underpaid to a high increase in the prices of goods and commodities across? Because you as a teacher, once you are paid, you go to the market, you go to the stores, you go to the shop to purchase things for you, your family, or so. So how do you balance the underpayment, the low income with present realities, financial realities?
It is challenging. It's actually challenging. It is challenging for me, and I also believe that it is also challenging for other teachers in Liberia, because I mean you can give like for the issue of the private school is actually deplorable. Private school will give teachers 10,000, some will make 8,000. As I learned, some schools even paying their teachers 5,000. So when you pay the man 5,000 for the whole month, and 5,000 can only buy you rest. But that will take into consideration this man is using that same 5,000 to pay away to go to work. So you notice that the man is teaching free and even giving additional bonuses, because if you subtract his transportation for that money, the transportation will be more than the 5,000 you're giving him. So let's assume that you're paying the person 30,000, and looking at the current economic reality of the country right now, where things prices are skyrocketing, that 30,000 is even small, because when he take full money for his family, when he take hospital bill, when he take how do you call it other basic incentive for his family, you will notice that that money, the 30,000 you give him, is very infinitesimal. It's decimal. So balancing that with balancing salary with current economic reality in our country,
Yeah.
it's actually difficult. It's actually very, very difficult.
But we manage and we keep going.
But we've been, managing with it and praying to God for God to have a speedful intervention
I know.
in our educational system,
I
especially
know.
for Liberia,
I
and
know.
so that we can be able to progress and be like other countries like Ghana, like Sierra Leone, like Nigeria.
Okay. So basically, if you had the power, if you had the might to change one thing within the teaching sector in Liberia, what would be that one thing you want to see happening effectively?
Yeah, I think that one
Or
thing
you
will,
can comment on more than one if you
yeah,
may.
let me just say this. There are two things responsible for the messy education system in this country. The first one is teacher coming to teach or teachers going to the class to teach. Teachers who don't have passion for the field that they found themselves in is also responsible for what we consider as a mess educational system or messy education system in our country. That is number one. Number two, we will consider the issue of qualification. Teachers who are not qualified teaching in our various schools must be rooted out.
Okay.
Because you cannot be unqualified and you want to produce people who are better representation of the country, a better representation of you. So the issue of passion and qualification of people who are not qualified, those are primary concerns. Then followed by what we call uh, incentive. So let me reinstate: teachers should be passionate about teaching.
Okay.
Two, teachers should be given basic incentive, that
Okay.
is salary increment or paying them on time. Then we talk about teachers should be qualified. So when that is done, uh, we will we will have some level of improvement in our educational system.
How do I know an XYZ teacher is qualified? A man graduates from a university with a bachelor degree in any discipline,
Mm-hmm.
while another graduates with an AA degree but within a teacher discipline.
Yes.
How do I know who is qualified than the other?
The man who graduated with an associate degree in education is more qualified to teach. When it comes to teaching perspective,
Teaching
he
perspective.
is more qualified to be considered a teacher than a person who is not or who have never been to a teaching school but have a degree or probably a master's degree. You cannot prioritize that person more than the person who have obtained a qualification certificate in teaching. Because that person better understand the pedagogy effect, and, the science, the techniques, the mechanism of teaching. But the man who has the, how do you call it, the master degree, he does not know the basic, how do you call it, pedagogy,
Okay.
the basic techniques
Techniques,
to teach,
methodologies.
the methodology. He does not know that. So those are things that we also consider. But now happening like where you have people with master degree in other disciplines, that is far different from education. You find it in our system teaching. So those are all of those things that are creating, how they call it, impact on the message system that we have in our country.